In Indonesia's Aceh province, days of unrelenting rain has forced thousands of people from their homes. At least 15 sub-districts are affected. Many parts of Indonesia experience flooding during the monsoon season from November to March. But some people here told Al Jazeera they have never seen floods like this.
Taiwan's president has activated the island's Central Emergency Operations Center, responding to a 6.9 magnitude earthquake that hit the southeast corner of Taiwan.
Following the earthquake,
a badminton game pauses, then the world comes crashing down. Taiwan shaken. A 6.9 magnitude quake on Sunday afternoon crumbled this 7-Eleven store and apartment building. 4 people, including a child, were rescued here. Japan issued a tsunami warning.
So did you hear that boom? People across southwestern Pennsylvania certainly did this morning. People heard their windows rattle and felt their walls shake as the boom echoed across the sky.
In Taiwan, the tremor stranded tourists and shook trains. Some derailed, riders were brought to a halt on this road. The mountain slipped, streets cracked, and some disappeared. 23 years ago, almost to the day, 2,400 people died. A different outcome this time.
No serious damage, but I'll tell you what, I feel motion sick, and I have for much of the day, as have much of my friends here in Taipei who live on a higher floor. And so everybody just kind of hoping that the worst of these quakes are over.
I was tripping out, man. I was like, dude, what is that? Like, you know, I've seen like lights here and there, and I see a lot of fighter jets that take off, and they usually have like a blinking red, light, and these were just solid. And I was like, it's not a helicopter. They're too high up to be a drone, that I could tell, because it was weird. And then they started moving, and I was like, man, it looked like a fleet of UFOs, like what you see on TV. And so I pulled my phone out, started recording them, and I drove all the way down Peach, almost to like church where I live, and I was recording them the whole time.
We reached out to the Air National Guard for answers, but they say they didn't fly that night. In fact, it's unusual for them to fly during the evening hours, and they would usually send out an alert.
And one by one, they would kind of slowly disappear, and then at the end, there was only one left.
Sarah Mazian says there was also something off about the way the lights were moving.
One would pass the other, and then the one that would pass the other one would stay lit, and then the one before it would disappear. So it was kind of like they were moving, and then one would pass, and this would disappear, and then the other one would kind of pass.
He says this isn't the first time he saw something out of the ordinary, but it definitely stands out from the rest.
But this was definitely by far the weirdest one, because there was a bunch of them.
In Temple last night, people on Facebook were claiming to see some strange lights moving across the sky.
An unusual, questionable, strange light dancing across the sky.
So it moved to the right and then just stopped paths and kind of burst like into 3 and just disappeared.
But whatever it was, it's created a big mystery in Temple.
All right, Bailey, it's a mystery. I'm dying to know. But what a time for the aliens to visit us. I hope they're taking proper COVID precautions.
They're probably like, peace out.
No kidding.
No thanks, sir.
See what's going on down there? We're turning around.
Yeah.
A lot of people throughout the area questioning what that loud boom was this morning. A loud boom New Year's morning that left many wondering what happened.
Seismic activity was ruled out.
And I know people reported earthquakes, but the seismographs weren't registering anything. So then we were thinking, wow, what could this be?
Now, there's no official confirmation yet if it was a meteor explosion, but it is the most likely explanation for now.
It tells me it's a meteor.
Yeah. So with that being said then, Ray, like what's so interesting to me though is how there were certain clusters of people who felt this.
A mysterious sound heard through parts of Fort Greene, Brooklyn has been driving some people, we are told, crazy.
Yeah, it's maddening, it's unsettling, and it's also just this mystery because nobody seems to know what is causing this strange humming sound.
What is the sound?
You're hearing what residents of this neighborhood have been hearing off and on for what they say is too long and too disturbing a time.
It's kind of a, excuse my sound effects, but it almost sounds unnatural. And for that reason, it really gets under your skin. What is that sound? You feel like your teeth are about to fall out. You feel like your window panes might shatter. It's really an unnatural sound, and it's unnerving.
She says she hears it on her block intermittently, day and night.
Just when you think, oh, it's gone, then you're like, wait, do you hear that? Yeah, no, I hear that. It's also problematic because it's so eerie sounding, you know, and so it's difficult to ignore.
I liken it to like some sort of alien invasion. As you're walking around, even in the middle of the night, you hear this hum off in the background and you wonder what could that be?
You know, I thought about that. And they're only landing in the middle of the night.
Fire disaster in Colorado. Hundreds of homes destroyed by the fast-moving flames, now the most destructive fire in the state ever.
Hundreds of homes have been destroyed after cyclonic winds fanned massive fires in Colorado.
Entire communities now an apocalyptic wasteland. Have you seen anything like this before?
Well, nothing with the pace of this fire.
Wind gusts of more than 100 miles per hour fueled the flames, destroying everything in its path, including nearly 1,000 homes.
Roaring through homes, communities, entire towns.
Apocalyptic devastation, entire neighborhoods wiped from the map.
The fire was moving basically at the same speed of the wind.
This security camera showing how fast the fire hit. It was sparked by power lines toppled by strong winds. Down the road at Costco, shoppers scrambled for the exits, some still pushing trolleys. The wind almost knocking them over as they ran for their cars.
Oh my God.
Mysterious and loud booming noises in Malden. Folks who live there tell us that they hear this several times a week and that the sounds are actually scaring their children, scaring their pets as well. But as WBZ's Mike Sullivan shows us, no one seems to know where the sounds are coming from.
Now for the latest on Sunday's earthquake in Yunnan province. 23 people were injured in the magnitude 5.5.
Welcome back at 12:10. 10 earthquakes have now been recorded in South Carolina in less than 2 weeks, with 2 just this morning alone. Both were near Lugo.
No. 这阵转的，圈转的。
Now there is a viewer who did send us this video. Listen very closely. About 5 seconds in, you can hear that sonic boom. That is it right there. Again, that sound heard from Orlando over to Tampa, and this is a camera from the backyard in East Orlando of Matthew H. on Twitter.
It literally shook the house. It literally shook the house.
The
explosion was caused by hunters using tannerite for target practice.
Noises that go bump in the night don't often get you.
It's a loud boom, boom, boom. You would think it was like the 4th of July every other night.
Dawn Washington lives near Bell Rock Memorial Park in Malden with her 2 grandkids. These loud, unidentified booms can be heard between the park and the Malden-Everett line.
And sometimes you think it's like maybe a tire backfiring or something like that, but how many backfired tires happen in a week?
Another neighbor at the park told me she turned her TV off last night, fearing she heard gunshots.
Even more people are complaining about it on social media. It's super annoying, especially with a dog and a baby. If everyone is hearing it, why aren't police stopping it?
The past, 7, 8, 9 days, I see no record of any responses to that area for loud noises.
For the last several days, neighbors in and around Stone Oak have been trying to solve a mystery. Residents there are reporting a mysterious noise they're hearing late at night. Some describing it as an explosion, random fireworks, or loud booms being heard in the late night hours. ECs have been working on this all day, been making a lot of calls to try and crack this case. Exactly what are neighbors hearing between 10 at night and 4:30 in the morning?
Able to track down the noise, neighbors went to next door to find answers. One resident writes, "Does anyone hear the thunder-like noises coming from close to Oak Meadow?" Several respond yes, saying it sounds like blasting, fireworks, or booms. So we started digging. First, we looked at a map of the area to see if there was any obvious location that could be making a racket that was keeping neighbors up at night. We started with Camp Bullis, thinking maybe they were running late-night drills.
This is Alicia Nieves calling with KENS 5.
But a quick call to Joint Base San Antonio, they let us know they're not making a peep after dark.
So we've done a lot of digging, but we still have not solved this noisy mystery.
But apparently in China, students at one university were recorded crawling on the ground in a circle, and it quickly spread to other universities too. And according to some reports, it started at the Communications University in China and quickly spread to Beijing Language University, Tsinghua University in Beijing, and other top schools. It is, quote, using meaninglessness to resist meaninglessness, he says. So that really was bizarre to me, but what's even worse is in a video of what we're seeing is hundreds of sheep walking around in a circle for 12 days straight.
Seeing some of the video that people sent in, it looked incredible.
Some people say it's like 1 to 2 tons of TNT going off.
Very interesting.
What a way to start 2022, I'll tell you that.